Words are important, and let me tell you why. Words describe our philosophies. Words are a lot more than just letters and sounds combined. They tell somebody or they communicate to somebody things that we love or hate. They communicate the sorrows or the joys that we're walking through. But today, because of our laziness and the influence of culture, we have come to a place where this gift of language and words is not cherished. What I want to do is I'm going to use two examples that will back up what I'm saying. The two examples are love and cool. Love seems to be a word that has been around since the beginning. And it seems in the absence or the presence of love, people are evaluating if their life has meaning or value. And someone of a wordsmith and a craftsman of words, Shakespeare, decides to write a poem and a story that declares this love. Romeo and Juliet. A story where we see that love is so deep and so important that one is willing to die for it. That one is willing to be neglected by his family and friends for it. That love seems to be something that I'm willing to sacrifice my life for it. But today, just the cultural idea of I heart you. This happens in our text messages, in our social media, even in conversation or in advertisements. This does not suffice the depths of what love looks like. But it influences us so much that we can say, I love my wife and I love pizza in the same day. And this is terrible. Because loving a human being versus an inanimate object can't be the same. Love is deeper than that. So I would tell you that if we don't know how to talk about love or even use love correctly, then I would suggest that we don't know how to love anymore. So now here is I want to share another poem that I've written that explains the struggle I've had with when I start going down the words that I use or the words that I'm seeing other people use. I start asking, what does this stuff mean? I'm going to show you that it does affect my life and the life I'm seeing around me. This poem is called Screaming, and this is written in the art form of spoken word. All of my fellow brothers and sisters of this human race, we run with a unison that seems to be overlooked like a nerd getting picked for basketball. The gifts of life are assessed by external judgments, and that pisses me off because it's shallow. It's shallow like a kiddie pool full of teenagers reading magazines on how to judge a man by the size of his dick. Manhood has scooped to a level where pornographic influence has given our culture the means to not only measure a man's ability to please a woman, but that laying down your preferences is the furthest from love. Love, at its truest state, is beyond cultural influence. I can see that life hasn't shocked you enough. So would you oblige me by jumping into a fish tank full of vegetarian piranhas who are half socket and half fork in the hands of a child who wants to see beauty recovering from pain and rejection? Like the rejection he felt after telling a girl in kindergarten that flowers are Earth's stars. Her words came like piercing poison to the life of Peter Pan as she said, "Grow up. Flowers are not burning gas." We often act in the same manner by killing off the power of imagination. Growing up is so popular, it fast tracks 10-year-old girls to find love in a bar full of shallow shot glasses, introducing their new friends vanity and egotism, handing out cigarettes like TNT. Lighten up, Mr. Poet. Lighten up, man. Don't take life too seriously. But today, being anything close to a childlike faith is stupid and not worth entertaining. And the culture of today are forming our kin with the ideas that it's okay to grow up in a single-parent home. It's okay. Start expecting your parents not to be there for you. Demand more from everyone around you and never be pleased. Continually complain. Don't shovel this off of your lawn like it's some shit that doesn't apply to you. If you would Google the definition of entitlement, you might see that it starts with your name. Selfishness is nowadays a synonym for drive. We have consumed and digested a beast that we are always our first priority. And I see it now. We're so quick to place haters as a stronger motivator than lovers. I see it now. We are so quick to place value on how celebrities eat and what they do to their bodies rather than exercising the amazing therapy of thinking well. And I'm not talking about an app. I'm talking about words being a place to expand the mind like a rubber band ready to pop a balloon and trapping curiosity. Do you even know what you are saying when you sing, I love you? Or when you plead, forgive me? Rescue yourself from being boring. Faith and trust is all you need to fly, so where are your wings? And I can say this with zeal because I've seen myself do every little disgusting thing I've mentioned. My pride is something I can't get my arms around. It will always be the death who is sucking my life away. My pride seems to look like a brush of Photoshop, altering the appearance of humility's smile. But the whole time, I'm found rotting behind a curtain of a drama that we call life. I'm a starving man who has bread right in front of him, but I'm still complaining I haven't eaten at Chick-fil-A. The inner parts of all humanity cannot argue with me that pride has laid its name on the chest of our motives, that we are the best at being fictionally strong. And if I've misread what my eyes are writing, please tell me. I'm not afraid of correction. But I do think desperation is necessary to show us that humans, we are a hot mess. Is where helplessness finds its knees as a foundation for life. That submission is giving life to those who acknowledge weakness is divine power. I use this poem to illustrate to you that words do affect our worlds. And if you are seeing what I am suggesting, that there's a problem, do you care enough to save it? What words do you see that need to be resurrected? So my question, what now? Remember, a dyslexic poet told you today that words are crucial to the human being, that they are central to who we are, and that we are held responsible for these words losing their definitions. But, we can also be the heroes of this story as well. Thank you so much.